Hey YouTube, there we are again, and we have a lot of news from the European front for FSD. 2025 will be a fantastic year, I'm sure of that, and I'm going to explain you what we heard yesterday. I stayed up till 2 o'clock yesterday to listen to the 2024 report from Tesla. And I will start sharing Elon Musk's words and where he explained what's going on in United States, Europe and China. And especially the part about Europe I will share with you now. After that, I will explain you what's going to happen in Europe for the regulations. And there is some good news. Actually, the whole discussion about user-controlled, driver-controlled assistance systems, DCAS, I consider this as almost irrelevant. Many YouTubers think this is still going to be developed, but for Tesla, I'm sure this is not applicable because they have an end-to-end neural net system and they're not going to reprogram the whole system just to comply with that regulation. So what does that mean? There is an alternative, and that's the regulation on automated driving systems, ADS. And ADS regulations are already in the making since quite some time, and what's happening now is that the UNECE is switching focus to automated driving systems, to ADS, and I will explain you what's going on about that. Okay?
Oh, Elon's always late. Well, actually, no, the problem is that the media reports on when I'm late, but never reports on when I'm early. So sure, I'm optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic. There are many cases in the past where we've been early, such as completion of the Shanghai factory, in fact, factory completion has generally been ahead of schedule, not behind. I'm very confident we'll have released unsupervised full self-driving, fully autonomous Teslas in Austin and several other cities in America by the end of this year. That's probably everywhere in America next year, and everywhere in North America at least. I think in terms of next year, our constraint, I think, is likely to be just regulatory. Like Europe really has, for example, Europe is a layer cake of regulations and bureaucracy, which that really needs to be addressed. There's this joke like America innovates, Europe regulates. It's like, guys, there's too many refs on the field. For example, for us just to release supervised full self-driving in Europe, even though it works really well, we have to go through a mountain of paperwork with the Netherlands, which is our primary regulatory authority. Then the Netherlands presents this to the EU in, I think, May. And there's like this big EU country committee. We expect it to be approved at that time, but there's nothing we can do to make that May happen sooner. In fact, nobody seems to do. I guess all the countries would have to somehow vote in some way to have it happen sooner than May. Otherwise, it won't happen sooner than May. So then when is unsupervised FSD allowed in Europe? I'm like, May next year, maybe? I don't know. Well, I have to find out when the EU is meeting again. Sometimes it's a 12-month cadence, sometimes a 6-month cadence. Then China, which is the...
So that was a quite interesting explanation by Elon Musk. For those who don't know the UNECE organization, It's a United Nations organization, and the regulations are valid for the whole world except for the United States. And I found a user of X. He's called Andrew Seyes, and he's really following up the UNECE very closely, and this is what he writes. This is what I'm watching out for at the UNECE each month in 2025. He's going to report all the details, and I'm going to report it also to you on video. So the first thing is the DCAS regulation for FSD Supervised. There we expect that there will be system-initiated maneuvers agreed upon, but that's not sure. So we will see what happens with that. The ADS regulation, and you can see all the red words in the next paragraphs, is about automated driving systems, FSD Supervised. So the calendar is starting in January. You will see there is no ADS meeting there, but starting from February you will see a number of ADS activities, and you will see it goes on in March, in April, and each of these meetings and activities can be followed up. It's a very public website that they have, and all the documents end up there. So you can find the links in my show notes, and I will keep you all informed about what's going on with this ADS regulation. ADS should allow FSD unsupervised to be used in Europe, and if we're lucky, it will be finalized by next year, 2026. So you will see that is a very promising agenda, and I'm really curious to follow what's happening. I hope that they will not waste too much time. And as you can see below, I have looked up the links that I will also post in my show notes, and I will update them. Regular GRVA meeting, ADS workshops, etc., etc. So not all the links are existing yet, but I will really go deep and come back to explain what's happening. There is another activity on a political side, and you can contact your own representative for your country. This is my 4 representatives for Belgium. I will explain you also how you can work with that organization. Bye bye.